Hello everyone, today we're doing another blind buy and another Serge Lutens at that. This is going to be Le Participe Passe by Serge Lutens, a fragrance that's sadly being discontinued. I have no idea of the reason for it. I'm not even sure, but I couldn't find it on the Serge Lutens website, so I'm pretty sure it's out of production, at least temporarily. I don't know. If you have any other details, do let me know. I'm very cautious, about making assumptions about discontinuations on fragrances because we have no idea what's going to happen in the future. However, this is a fragrance I've been looking for quite some time because of the name. I really liked to have a fragrance called Le Participe, Passe, the past participle. It's something, as a grammar head, I really like the name, and it's not the first time I'm buying fragrances based on the name and nothing else. So I know nothing about this one. I'm just very curious, and I've heard a lot of good things. So let's see. This is very coffee dry, sweetish, tonka smoky. Oh my, this is like... It smells like a coffee shop where somebody's been smoking, but not necessarily cigarettes. I'm talking about the, I don't know what that's called, but this is gorgeous. This is so, it's definitely tobacco. I think it's a tobacco smell. Fragrantica is open and I'm lost in the details now. Let's look on the notes. So the notes are Artemisia, bergamot, fruity notes, pepper, Egyptian balsam, resins, caramel, cumin, leather, and patchouli. It was the exact same smell that I got from L'Eau d'Armoise. It's the bitter Artemisia. I confounded that with tobacco because it's very dry, vegetal, and it's so smoky. All the composition is very smoky. It's so cluttered. You have to go like this in order to see. It's so gorgeous. And it is funny because the next video I'll film is going to be about Écran de Fumée. And we'll have some things to say about that as well. They're not similar if you haven't smelled Le Participe Passe, but this is gorgeous. There's also this underlying sweetness, and that sweetness, that resinous sweetness, is very much in the same vein as Ambre Sultan, I think. It's just, like, take Ambre Sultan, make it drier, take most of the vanillic elements, and just add a lot of smoke and more spices. And it's just, and that Artemisia, let me tell you, I think it's the main player. I love this. That Artemisia is to die for. And I wouldn't have known it was an Artemisia. It's very different. It's not that typical. It's definitely bitter, but it could have been a, dry tobacco at any point. I can't wait to put this on my skin. Now, as I said in my previous video, unfortunately, I do have other things, another big thing to film today, and that big thing, of course, is Shalimar Millésime Jasmin. So I'm trying to keep my skin clear for that. But this is very unfortunate because I really can't wait to test this on the skin. But no worries, I will come back to this for sure, because this is, my God, this is beautiful. Oh yeah, it's a hookah, right? It's a hookah, a shisha, or water pipe. Yeah, that was the thing I was referring to. It doesn't smell like somebody's been smoking cigarettes. That smoke is definitely filtered by something, other than the lungs of people. But it's definitely thick. But it's a smoke with typical aromas, it's typical. This is indeed an oriental inspired scent. You know how oriental in terms of fragrance means just ambery scents now? I think it always meant ambery scents, if I'm not mistaken. But that term, oriental, has not only lost most of its meaning, because, amber is just amber, no matter how you do that amber, but it also has this colonial connotation, so perfumers are moving away from that. But I read here on Fragrantica that this is an oriental fragrance for men and women, and this is definitely the proper term, because it definitely has oriental, I should say Moroccan or Arabic influences, elements that definitely influence the way this fragrance is done. And it is gorgeous. So I think it's a good categorizing of the scent to call this oriental. I'm not sure about I see a lot of caramel here and a lot of sweet elements, because that tonka coffee smell, or at least something spicy alongside cardamom, is definitely here. But this is not terribly sweet. It's still on the dry side of things. So it's not terribly gourmand. It's just, and again, I have to cite that Artemisia. I think that Artemisia is pulling its weight in this fragrance. It dries the whole composition. It balances things out perfectly. And it's just gorgeous. I love this. But I said that many, many times. So I'm gushing over another Serge Lutens, and in the next video I'll be gushing about 2 other Serge Lutens scents, but I'll let you discover that soon. My God, this is so beautiful. I don't know what else to tell you about this scent. It's definitely something I will need to, as I said, explore further, and it's something that's, gradually claiming all of my attention. So yeah, these were my first impressions on Le Participe Passe by Serge Lutens. I wanted to comment on the beautiful name of the scent, but this must be something very, intricately tied to either Serge Lutens or Christopher Sheldrake's personal experience, so I don't know what this means to either of them, but I would be curious to find out. Now, if you have any other question, as always, do let me know in the comments, and until next time, remember, fragrance creates memories, and may yours be happy.